What's going on? We're back again with a match reaction. We're doing it a bit differently today. We're going to factor in the stats as well. We got Statman in the building, fresh out of captivity, blood. You know what I'm saying? Man ain't on the ISIS cam no more. What you saying, bro?
Comments, don't get onto me this time.
There you go, innit? That's what I mean. So they've let him out, blood. They've let him out, fam. So United won, West Ham won. I've slept it off. I woke up angry still. You know the ones there, but I managed to sleep it off. I thought the game was a joke of a game, man. And the funny thing about it is, I think Paul Pogba yesterday gave everyone that was looking for an excuse here to scapegoat him the perfect excuse with this most stupid thing I've seen in a very long time, innit? It's one of them ones where people say, yeah, cool, like it's a reflex thing. And it is. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're standing there, yeah, and someone's rassing the ball, yeah, like that was probably at least 80. That was flying in it. Like Declan caught that. If someone's smashing something that quickly at your face, your natural reaction is to either put your hands up or to turn your back in it. But it's like, bro, it's fucked, isn't it? Because it's a mad rule. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If he turns his back here and flinches and it goes over his shoulder and goes in the top corner, people are saying, right, should have taken it on the face. If he takes it on the face, gets knocked out, gets a concussion, yeah, and he can't continue the game, then we're screwed. Now, you're damned if you do, he's screwed either way. But, bruv, the way he went out, like, oh, bro, like, he went out like a punk, bro. Like, if it was anyone else, you know what I'm saying, it would have been more accepted. But, bruv, Pogba can't be doing that, bro. He's got to just, I don't know, he's just got to take that. He's got to take that for the team.
Yeah, I can understand why he done it, but at the same time, I think Foster Metz and Lindelof were behind him, and they kind of like went to the side kind of thing. Yeah. But even if it hit them, they weren't actually like blocking with their hands kind of thing. So it wouldn't have been a penalty. But as what you said, if that hits his face, concussion, then he's out for the game. And let's be honest, without Pogba, we're just a much worse team.
But it's just a joke, innit? The way I've looked at it, yeah, it's just like, it's just weird, innit? Football's just weird. It's a weird rule, innit? Because it's like, if you're protecting your face or your nose from getting broken, it's a handball, innit? If you take it flush in the face and you get the head injury, it's all murked. Like, you can't win, innit? Like, Harry Maguire's come out after the game saying, yeah, Pogba knows he probably should have taken it in the face, yeah? With all due respect, not everyone's got a head the size of Harry Maguire's, bro. You know them? That's just how it is. And defensively, I said it many times, Pogba's not a defensive player. Yeah, he wins the ball. Yeah, he makes tackles, yeah, but he don't even like heading the ball. You've seen it. Like, you can score headers and that, but defensive headers, Pogba's not interested, bro. Like, Pogba's very, very much a number 8. Do you know what I mean? He's very much a number 8 with the ability to play in numerous positions, bro. What he did yesterday didn't surprise me because I know what kind of player he is, bro. He don't like the ugly side of football, innit? He doesn't like it. He never has. And it's just frustrating, bro. It's frustrating because that little rush of blood and bit of stupidity actually gave everyone that was looking for an excuse to scapegoat him. It gave them the perfect excuse, bro. I can make no excuses for what he done yesterday, bro. It was just, it was just bare stupid, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It was proper stupid. And other than that, he was one of our better players. That's the funny thing about it. But no one will remember that now.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can really back him for the penalty thing. But at the same time, at the other end, he was involved in the goal as well. Against Southampton, I think it was when he made.
He's involved in both goals as well.
Yeah. So people can't really get onto Pogba that much because
but they can, and they have been, bro. Because at the end of the day, these people are the same idiots that said that Pogba's going to struggle to get back into this Manchester United midfield. You remember, innit? Yeah. You remember the only world-class player that we have. The only world-class player we have, you know, is going to struggle to get into this Man United team according to these geniuses. So we're not really meant to take what some of these men are saying very seriously. I can't anyway. He was one of our better players, and the numbers back that up. You know them ones. We might as well go straight into Pogba's numbers now. I mean, thought we'd start on Paul Pogba for the simple fact that he's the topic of discussion. Do you know what I mean? I was watching it on beIN Sports because I'm in Dubai, but apparently Gary Neville was chatting rubbish as usual. Do you know what I mean? But Gary Neville's bad vibes anyway. Like, Gary Neville has got a personal vendetta against Paul Pogba.
He clearly has favourites.
Yeah, he has a personal vendetta against Pogba, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's one of them ones. I remember when Mourinho left and he was like, "Oh, you can leave as well." And then all of a sudden, as soon as Pogba was playing well, Gary Neville was saying, "Oh yeah, we just knew he's our best player. We just want him to do this, that, and the other." Bro, Gary Neville's a melt, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And too much of this fan base here, like, put sentiment before common sense, innit? Gary Neville chats rubbish, bro. Most of the time when it comes to Manchester United, I've got no time for his opinions on Manchester United most of the time. He chats rubbish, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you saw Patrice Evra's comments after the game, but he kind of said, yeah, Pogba is at Pogba, we know that. But then at the same time, we know Pogba, what he can do. He made a mistake. He owned up to it. But then at the same time, players like Rashford, who had a shocking game yesterday, we'll get onto Rashford. But no one really blamed him for anything.
Bruv, but this is what I keep saying about these people, bruv. Do you know what I mean? They've got their vendettas, they've got their agendas, yeah? They don't treat everyone the same, bro. They don't have the same energy for everyone, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? When I've got the same energy towards Rashford and the same energy towards Bruno and all these other things, because these men like these players, they're like, oh, like agendas. It ain't no agenda, bro. You know them ones. Because Bruno's the new shiny toy that everyone loves, and Rashford's the Manc born and bred guy, you know what I mean? Like, these men don't want to talk about these men, but these men have been shocking. They've been shocking.
You're coming up against Ben Johnson. Like, the guy, that's his second appearance. That's his first away game of the season. He's playing at Old Trafford. Like, the guy's nervous. Take him on every single time.
Take him on, bro. But I've been saying that about Rashford, and guess what? People say, no, he's trying to change his game to be more of a playmaker and that. No, he's not, bro. He's not running at players no more because either the injury's done him, yeah, and he's lost a bit of explosiveness, or his confidence is down the pan, bro. Because it's got nothing to do at all with him trying to change his game. He's not an intelligent player. He's never going to be that. Do you know what I mean? So, like, stop trying to make excuses for the fact that he's playing crap, bro. I think he's had 2 good games post-lockdown. He's been one of our worst players consistently, yeah, from when football started back. The first 3 or 4 games, everyone was like, oh, yeah, he's been injured. He needs time to come back and this, that, and that. But he hasn't been good. But he got 2 assists in 1 game, yeah, when he didn't play well. And then people are stat padding, bro. And then he got a penalty that he probably shouldn't have taken anyway because he's not a penalty taker.
I think at the same time with Rashford, I don't think he's changing his game. But when early on in the season, he was taking everyone on, but I think that was because of the quality around him. Yeah. So he knew, let's be honest, when Martial was out, he had to do everything himself. Yeah. Right now, he has Bruno, Pogba, Greenwood, Martial. So I don't think he changed his game, but he's playing more conservative. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I think he's playing more conservative. I just think he's playing more conservative because he just looks like he don't look like the same player to me. I genuinely think that back injury has he has a lot less confidence in his own body than he had before, bruv. Because he's not exploding at people like he used to. Like, you see little glimpses of him trying to take people on, but before, he was trying to go past people. And I don't think it was just because of the people around him, because that right back he played against, bruv, he should have toasted him. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're Marcus Rashford, you're meant to look at this guy and say, you know what? This is my victim today, bro. Like, I'm going to put this guy on a poster today. He didn't do that. You know what I mean? Paul Pogba's numbers, 91.3% pass accuracy. And he played a lot deeper yesterday. Second half, he pushed a lot further forward, and you can tell he played with a point to prove in the second half because he knew that he fucked up and he took full responsibility for that. The first half, he was playing deeper than Matic at some points. Picking up the ball, just keeping it simple, good passes, 96 touches, 26 out of 31 final third passes complete. So in the business end of the field, his passes were coming off. Do you know what I'm saying? He was heavily involved with everything attacking wise for us, heavily involved and very accurate. Only lost possession 12 times, 5 ball recoveries, 5 out of 5 long balls completed 100%, 2 out of 4, so 50% dribble completion, 2 out of 6 ground duels won, 100% aerial duels won, 1 clearance, 1 interception. Solid game, bro. But he made that 1 mistake, and everyone will make it about that mistake. But he was our best midfielder on the pitch.
I think regarding what you said about Pogba playing deep, I think that was just Ollie saying that. Because you could clearly tell that Ollie was happy with a point yesterday. So I think he can't, instead of Pogba pushing forward, he's like, you and Matic just sit in front of the back four, we'll take a point. Because let's be honest, a point and 3 points is basically the same thing. Because we still have to do our job against Leicester on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I think Ollie was just, Pogba, just do your thing, play deep.
You could see United set up very conservatively, and we had a lot of ball in areas that didn't mean anything. Do you know what I'm saying? That still trying to play it out the back. And isn't it funny that West Ham looked more comfortable playing out the back than we did? You know what I mean? And that tells us that our press is shit for one.
I think with the press, I always say this. You can clearly see, for example, Bruno. He's going by himself. You watch
Martial goes by himself.
Arsenal under Arteta, Liverpool, they press as a team. You can clearly see that teams struggle to play out against them. With us, it's kind of like, oh yeah, one person goes, but then it just leaves so much space in the middle for someone else from the opposition team.
And that is why it's so easy to pass out, bro. You're meant to press in zones as a team.
Yeah.
So if you're pressing and you decide, if you're going to press on the right-hand side, then you'll have your striker will squeeze across. You'll have your right attacking player will squeeze, and then maybe one of the midfield three will squeeze across and compress the area. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's all about zones, bro. And this is meant to be coached. It's clear that Manchester United are not coached to press, bro. Ollie just tells these guys, the nearest guy to the ball, run after it.
Yeah.
That's not pressing. West Ham were passing the ball out comfortably from the back. And then when it came to us, there were loads of times where De Gea should have just kicked it long because West Ham had pressed us and compressed the space. And David De Gea is giving Lindelof the ball under pressure. Giving Maguire the ball under pressure because the coaches clearly told them to play out by any means necessary. But actually, these guys do not have the ability to beat a press. They don't have the ability to do it. The amount of times that we turned the ball over to West Ham in our own half because we tried to play out from the back and we're not capable of doing it. But I lost count.
I think you said it last time about Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is not a ball-playing footballer, basically. Like, he's not good with his feet, and you can clearly see where the rest of the back four, they're poor with the ball, actually. But then why are you still sticking with the playing at the back thing? Like, as a coach, you should see it's not working and just be like, sometimes just go long. Martial, let's be honest, he's not unbelievable in the air, but sometimes he can win something. Just do that sometimes.
But you don't even have to go long to Martial. You can just go long into the channels.
Yeah.
Turn it over. Even if it goes out for a throw-in, you've turned the defenders, you've turned the other team around. That's all you need to do sometimes. You don't need to go directly into the front man. Go into the channels, and even if you give away a throw-in in their half, it's better than losing the ball in your own. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. This guy is clueless. This guy is clueless when it comes to coaching. We don't have a style of play. There's nothing that's being coached. I've been saying, bro, and it's like these fans have to wait until we play shit here to see that actually every game we go out there, these players look like they've never seen each other before. Complete strangers. There's no cohesive patterns or habits that we have. We don't press as a team. We don't defend as a team. If we don't have individual stellar performances, we struggle against everyone. West Ham are 16th in the league, and a midfield of Mark Noble and Declan Rice bossed us yesterday.
Regarding Mark Noble created 6 chances yesterday. That's more than our front. That's the same amount as a front 6 yesterday.
Mark Noble. You guys hear that? You guys hear that? And you still think it's the players? Brother, you man still think it's the players? Funny. Marcus Rashford. Yeah, go on, bro.
I'm a massive Nagelsmann fan,
yeah.
When I watch RB Leipzig, every single player can play 2 to 3 different positions. You can't tell me those players are better than ours. It's just down to Nagelsmann. Like, I always say this not with Nagelsmann. His forward line at Hoffenheim was pathetic, but he got the best out of it. Even right now with Timo Werner this season, Timo Werner is a brilliant player, but the amount his output has increased from last season is incredible. And you can't just say that's just down to the play. It's literally down to the coaching. Yeah,
it's the coaching and the system, bro. And that's what I say. If any of you man watching this now don't know, that if you give this starting 11, to Poch, to flipping, even to Nagelsmann, even to Ancelotti, even to flipping Pep Guardiola, even to Klopp, that these men are challenging for the Premier League title, you're mad, bro. Man said Matic, Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, bro. Our front three have as many goals as the Liverpool front three, bro. And you're trying to tell me if you don't give them front 6 to Klopp, that man's not mounting a title challenge? Ollie's set to finish here. If we beat Leicester, he's set to finish on the same amount of points that finished us 6th in the league last season. If you can't see how massively underachieving, how massively this guy is underachieving with these players after spending 200 million, then you don't know what you're watching.
And the thing is, even our defence looks shaky, and he spent, what, £130 million on their defence? So
and the reason why our defence looks shaky is, fair enough, individually, maybe they're not amazing, but bruv, you defend as a team. If we had a more solid system, look at Leicester. Why the hell have Leicester been above us all season and they sold us their best centre-back?
Yeah.
Because it's the team system and the team's chemistry and fluidity is the reason why they're clear of us. That's it. We're not being coached right now, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if we do finish third, it's still crap. It's still crap. And that's why it feels crap. That's why we're third right now and it feels like we're still fifth.
We're third because other teams are that bad. It's not because we're brilliant. I think that's what people need to understand.
But people don't care. People don't care. People don't care about context on the internet, bro. They don't care about it. They're like, oh yeah, but we're third. They don't care. It's just like Mourinho's second in the league finish. We never deserved to finish second there. But Mourinho will keep singing about it, mate. But we were rubbish that season. Absolute trash. So yeah, Marcus Rashford, 85 minutes played, 78.9 pass accuracy, not great. 59 touches, 19 out of 25 final third passes, complete. Pretty basic passes, 4 ball recoveries, 2 touches in the position box, lost the ball 19 times. That's mad. That's mad. That he should never be losing the ball that much. And considering he's playing out wide, yeah, and not only is he playing out wide, but when you play out wide, you very rarely receive the ball, yeah, in a congested area. So you're receiving the ball in space. When you're receiving the ball in space, there's no way you should be losing the ball that many times. Only 3 out of 8 dribbles completed, 3 out of 3 long balls completed, 1 shot on target, 1 foul, 1. And honestly, his stats, even though they're not all that, yeah, they're a lot better than what it actually looked like to watch him.
I think that 3 out of 8 dribbles completed just says it all. You're playing Ben Johnson. I keep saying that's the second appearance. He's dead.
Yeah.
And then talk. We're like, come on, he hasn't played at all. Just take him on every single time and do something.
It's true, brother. And that flipping, what's his name? That Bowen, absolutely like ripped Brandon Williams apart on the other side, yeah. When I tell man, not even the other side, the same side, but going the other way. Fam,
I think everyone was saying yesterday that we missed Luke Shaw. And I think we did miss Luke Shaw, but that's not because Luke Shaw's brilliant. It's because Brandon Williams is that bad.
Bro,
I know he's a young lad. Bad games come for them.
Bruv, just say it, innit? Just say it, bruv, because I'm sick of this. You know what it is with our fan base? It's like them man want to pick and choose, yeah, who they can slate, bruv. Listen here, yeah. As soon as you're in men's football in that Manchester United logo, that badge is heavy, innit? When you're in men's football, you get judged as a man, innit? I don't care how old you are. I don't care, bro, because you're in the team taking the position of someone that could be doing something better than what you're doing, innit? So I have to criticize you with the same vim, yeah? The geezer is not a Premier League player. He's not in it. Like, we saw little cameos of him before, yeah? Where the team were confident, etc., etc. Luke Shaw was playing so badly, we just needed to drop him. And then Brandon brought, like, an enthusiasm that Luke Shaw didn't have. Do you know what I mean? So people saw him charging forward and that. But his productivity's always been low. You got the 1 goal and everyone got gassed. But Brandon Williams can't cross with his left foot. He's got no left.
That's what annoys me a lot.
Yeah.
I think he moved to left back because Ethan Laird was so good on the other side.
Bruv, he got moved to left back because he wasn't even the best. He wasn't even the best right back in his team. But he's playing first team for Man United. That tells you everything you need to know. If he's not better than Ethan Laird, he's not better than Dalot. He's not better than Dalot.
Dalot is not even getting games right now.
Bruv.
Technically, I know Dalot gets a lot of stick, but technically, he's actually a decent footballer. He has a decent cross on him. Yeah, defensively, he's still shaky, but he's probably better than Brandon Williams.
It's not hard. It's not hard, bro.
Yeah, true.
You know what? It's not hard. Now I'm saying, man, I say we miss Luke Shaw, bro. Listen, Cresswell, yeah, yesterday looked as good as Luke Shaw, bro. because he was just getting forward and putting crosses in. That's all you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Luke Shaw's got less assists here than the Man City goalkeeper. Keep telling man, like, do you know what I'm saying? So when you say we miss him, man's got no assists. Like, we only miss him because Brandon Williams is not good enough, bro. He looks like a year 7 playing up with year 11s at school.
Yeah, I'm not saying we miss Luke Shaw, like, attacking-wise. I'm saying defensively got ripped to pieces yesterday.
No, I know what you're saying. You're right. We did miss Luke Shaw. We did. But we didn't miss him because he's a great left-back. We missed him because Brandon's terrible, bro. Like, Brandon Williams, it's just like you take out Martial or Rashford, you put in Dan James. You're going to miss them two, bruv. Just for the sheer fact that Dan James ain't good enough. And that is the issue with the Brandon Williams thing. 87% pass accuracy here for a left back. If you're a left back, bro, and you're not an attacking left back that's causing a lot of trouble and playing risky passes and trying to break lines and that, there's no way you should be below 90%. I'm not having that, bro. Like, you got no one on you, bro. Like, how many crosses did he put in yesterday? I can't remember one.
Put in 2, complete 1.
There you go.
I think the one that complete was the one that Greenwood had that chance. But even then, I think that came off a West Ham player, I think it was.
It came off someone. That's what I mean. Yeah. I don't remember seeing him putting no flash crossing, bro. 86 touches. 13 times lost possession. As a left back, you ain't meant to lose the ball that many times. Again, you're receiving the ball in space. Don't make no sense. 4 out of 7 ground duels won. No aerial battles won. 1 dribble completed out of 1. 3 times dribbled past. 3 times.
That's a lot.
Bro, that's a lot, bro. That is a lot in a game where you look at Wan-Bissaka, who averages probably 0, and Luke Shaw that averages just under 1. Like, them two don't really get dribble past.
And the thing is, he's coming up against Jared Bowen. Like, the guy was in the championship at the start of the season. It's not like he's coming up against Mahrez, like in March when he got ripped to pieces.
Bruv, but that's what I mean. That's why I called man Bowen 747, blood. He made man look like a flipping aeroplane yesterday. How was man going past him like that? Come on. Nah, bro. Brandon Williams ain't it, bro. He's not it, innit? I don't care how young he is or whatever, bro. If he's not better than Ethan Laird, which already he's not, and that's another comment I made. Remember on the United Stand, people getting on to me saying, yeah, well, if he's not better than Ethan, how come he's in the first team and Ethan's not, bruv? Ethan pushed man over to left back. Understand levels in football. You can't see Ethan Laird, bro. Do you know what I mean? And clearly, yeah, they're not sure if Ethan Laird is the future for Manchester United. So if he's not, Brandon Williams definitely isn't.
I think with Ethan Laird, I think he's had a tough time with injuries.
He has.
For the academy as well. So
he has.
That's the main reason that he probably hasn't played for the first team a lot.
Yeah, he's had loads of injuries, but he is so clear of Brandon Williams, bro. So it's one of them ones where, yes, cool, Brandon's young and all that. Yeah, he's only young, give him time and that. But, bro, his ceiling's not high. He's a right-footed left back that can't cross with his left foot. And when he cuts inside and passes inside across the goal, his ability on the ball is very, very limited. When you look at Mason Greenwood, I always say, you see the way Mason takes care of the ball? He hardly loses the ball, bruv, regardless. Because he just takes so much care and protects the ball well. Brandon doesn't do that. If you're right-footed, yeah, and you're cutting inside on your stronger foot to pass the ball, you shouldn't be giving the ball away that much. Like, you actually shouldn't. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not that good. He's actually not that good. He's determined. He runs a lot. You know what I mean? He tries to put himself about, but he's not even a big physical lad either, bro. Like, he was getting bullied yesterday.
I think from what I've seen of him, I don't think he's a left back now.
He's
like,
not.
Defensively, I thought he's getting torn to pieces. Going forward, maybe he's all right. Maybe he can't play in the back foot. Maybe he's kind of like Marcus Alonso. Like, Marcus Alonso cannot play in the back foot, but in the back five, he looks right. I think that's kind of where we are with Brandon Williams.
The wing back. I don't know, bro. He just looks... I don't know. I can't even think of a Premier League team right now that I would say that he would start for. I can't think of one. Because even when you look at Norwich, the left back's better than him.
Yeah, Jamal Lewis.
You know them all. So, like, when I look at it, I can't think of very similar to Dan James, I can't think of a Premier League team that he starts ahead of these guys. You know what I mean? Because when you look at Sarr at Watford, bro, you think he's not better than Dan James. You know what I mean? These men potentially get relegated
by championship footballers. Because that's what Jared Bowen is. Championship player at the start of the season.
Well, there you go, my brother. Mason Greenwood. Great goal. Great link up with Pogba and Martial as well. Bro, like, he's just so clinical. He's so clinical, man. His minutes to goal ratio just looks more impressive every time you see it. And it's just like, bro, like, if he stays injury free, the world is literally his oyster, man. I think he's a top player. And we were saying about like the difference. I always said I believe he's a special player, innit? I said with Marcus Rashford, he's not special. Marcus Rashford's a good player, but he's not special. Greenwood has that stardust, yeah. That, bro, I think he's scored the most amount of goals for a teenager in Manchester United history or something. United posted today. Like, bro, 89.5% pass accuracy, again, nearly 90%, bro. And then how many times did he use? He only lost possession 8 times. 8 times, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? In 90 minutes. Wow, top player, man. How did you find Greenwood?
What he does, I think he was getting, I wouldn't say criticised, but people were looking down on him for his performance against Palace and Southampton. I think for me, his performances are always very consistent. Like, people only realise or sing his praises when he gets a goal. But I think this is what he's been doing. He never loses the ball. He keeps it, I wouldn't say simple, but he just...
It is simple,
basically.
It is simple, but it's effective. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think he created a chance for Igalo as well. That should have been an assist.
Yeah, he's got one big chance created, 1 goal, 3 shots, 2 of them on target, 6 touches in the opposition box, 21 out of 23 final third passes completed, bro. So in these little tight spaces, what's that?
The word to describe Mason Greenwood is efficient.
Well, there you go. And look at his age. Look at the efficiency he's showing as a teenager. In 3-4 years' time, this guy's going to be unplayable. He's going to be unplayable. And Mason, is such a brilliant player that his game isn't reliant on pace. You can still see, when Mason's 30, he'll still be banging goals. He'll still be creating chances. He'll still be putting out similar numbers, bro. Even if he loses half a yard, because he's not slow, but he just doesn't rely on pace to do anything. All of his game is intelligence.
The thing is, he's 18 and he has a footballing brain.
Yeah.
Like, that is incredible. We're looking at Rashford, who we criticise. He doesn't know when to shoot. He doesn't know when to pass. Mason Greenwood knows everything, basically. The guy has the ball that he's good.
But that's what I mean about being a special player. He's got the football IQ of a player a lot older than him. He's probably got the football IQ of like a 27, 28-year-old footballer that's been around the block. This is his first season. This is his first season in the Premier League, and the numbers he's putting up. And it's not just the numbers. As you said, it's the consistency of the performances when you look at Mason. Bro, he's a special player, innit? Like, there's not many special footballers out and around in that age group at the moment. But he's definitely up there, man. And he's got a very
thing with Mason as well. I always say, I don't think he's had a bad game for Manchester United. I think he's had quiet games.
Yeah.
He does what he does. Keeps the ball simple. Keeps the ball, plays it to everyone else, and then waits for a chance. And we saw that. 1 chance yesterday, 1 goal.
But this is it. And that's what we're saying. That's why I use the Rashford comparison, because they both came through as strikers from the youth team. Rashford has good games, and then he has stinkers. Yesterday was a stinker. Mason doesn't have stinkers. And the reason why he doesn't have stinkers is even when he's quiet, he's still efficient. He still doesn't give the ball away that much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you never see Mason and think, right, this guy's rubbish. It's just like, you know what, he's had a quiet one today. And you see that with top players. And it was the same with Van Persie. Even when he didn't score for us and didn't have great games, you never really saw games where every time he tried to pass it, he lost it. Do you know what I mean? Every time it got played into him, he got nicked. If he had a quiet game, it just meant that he didn't have that many touches because they couldn't find him. When he got the ball, he was laying it off. Then no chances created. He wasn't really scoring goals, but he always had a touch of class about him, innit? Even when he wasn't playing well, you could still see by the way he manipulated the ball, touched the ball, moved off the ball, that there was a player in there. And I think with Mason, people need to give him more credit when he's not scoring goals. And it's pretty much the same with Anthony Martial, who we're going to go into next. He had a very good game yesterday. I liked Martial yesterday. He was involved in anything that looked like we were going to score. Martial was involved in it, man. And he suffers from... I think he suffers from the fact that he's such a not only is he turning into a good goal scorer, but he scores some very good goals, innit? And because he scores very good goals, yeah, a lot of the modern football fan, they just remember footballers' careers almost in highlights, innit? And they see Martial cutting in and whipping stuff in the top corner and all these other things. And if Martial's not doing that, they're just of the opinion that he's not playing well.
I think Martial is one of those players that you can't watch highlights to judge his performance. He does the basics. He keeps the ball well, holds the ball up. Because yesterday he was up against Issa Diop and Ogbonna, who are good physical centre backs, and then that one bit of chance that he had gave it to Mason Greenwood. That's what he does.
There you go, bro.
Holds
And
the ball up, laid it on goal. 2
chances created, 1 assist for the goal. You know what I mean? 3 shots, only the 1 on target, which is strange for him. Usually he hits the target more often than not. 9 touches in the opposition box, which is very good. Do you know what I mean? 17 of 25 final third passes completed, 53 touches. So, bro, he was active. Anything that looked like pressure on the opposition, Martial was heavily involved. Like, heavily involved.
I think with Martial right now, we're seeing more of a striker. Like, you can see, like, some of the shots are not even on, but he's just taking a shot.
Yeah.
Like, I like that from my striker.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, at the end of the day, he's seeing himself now as a goal scorer more, innit? You know what I mean? And he's got a good combination of selflessness here, because people were calling him lazy before, but he's pressing everything. He's chasing stray balls. He's backing into players. He's pinning defenders. You know what I'm saying? His all-around game has come on leaps and bounds, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's proper come on leaps and bounds. And then when you just look at the overall performance, even though we didn't get the goal, he was probably our best player yesterday, like, for large portions of the game. And it's testament to him that, like, we're starting to expect it now. And I always knew that player was in there, so it's always nice to kind of see. Anthony Martial getting the respect he deserves. But I still think that, in a weird way, he's underrated still.
Yeah, I think with the signing of Igalo, like, you see how Igalo pins centre backs back. I think with Martial working with Igalo, you can kind of see that side of his game improving. Because since lockdown, since football's been back, for me, he's been the best player in the Premier League.
Yeah. I wouldn't disagree with that. You know what I mean? I think Pulisic has been up there as well, bro. Like, he's been quality since lockdown's come off. Going into flipping Bruno Fernandes yesterday, loads of people saying he looks tired, he needs a rest, etc., etc. I don't really know if that is the case. I can definitely admit that he's definitely played way more than he should have. I think Wan-Bissaka looked a lot better yesterday just for the rest he got. Do you know what I mean? Even if it was only one half of football, when he came on, he looked brighter. He looked a lot looser than he has in previous games. Bruno's definitely been overplayed. There's no 2 ways about it. His running numbers don't really seem to indicate that he's tired, though. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a weird one, bruv. It's a bit of a weird one. Where do you stand on Bruno? Because the last 3 games he's been poor. And in all honesty, there's been loads of games here that he hasn't played well, but because he scored or he's got an assist in it, people have overlooked it. But generally, yeah, like, he's a player I like, but I don't think he's top level. I honestly don't. Like, I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's in the same class as the Kevin De Bruyne's and the Paul Pogbas of this world. I don't think he's of that level, bro. I think that the stats and the freedom that he's allowed in this Manchester United team is cool, innit? But when you look at overall performances in a game, I think with the amount of the ball that he gets, he'll always create. But I don't think he's very efficient. Like, when you talk about efficiency with Mason Greenwood, I think that Bruno lacks efficiency, bro. And I think it's a numbers thing, innit?
I think with Bruno, I speak about the rest of the squad. Like, you can clearly see they're tired. I think at the start of the season, there was a report that came out that said all he does in training is basically just making one kind of thing. Yeah. I think this is catching up to them. But with Bruno, I still don't think he's a number 10. I know you think he's a number 10. I don't think he's a number 10. I saw a report about Carlos Carvajal, former Sporting Lisbon manager who worked with Bruno, and he said he's a number 8. And I think even yesterday in the game, if you look at the positions that he picks up when we have the ball, is basically he's kind of in line with Pogba kind of thing. He doesn't play in between the lines.
Yeah, he's not a 10. He's not a 10. But he said that he's an 8/10. That was his words, isn't it? He said that he could play either. But you know how you know Bruno's not a 10 yet? Bruno don't receive the ball well. If you look at Bruno on the half turn, you see proper clever number 10s, like how Juan Mata receives the ball on the half turn and he's got awareness of what's around him. Bruno's actual awareness of what's around him is not very good. If you press Bruno, you can get the ball off him. Like, he doesn't receive the ball very well. And that's not just a criticism of him, yeah. It's, bro, modern day number 10s in general, because of the way the game's changed, a lot of these modern day number 10s now, yeah, have got amazing engines and stuff, but they're not as clever as the old school number 10s. Like, do you know what I mean? Even when you look at players, like, obviously, like, I'm a lot older in it, so like the Riquelmes of this world and all these other players, yeah, the way they receive the ball in a pocket, that little pocket of space on the half turn, release the ball quickly, know what's around him and that. Bruno ain't got that, bruv. And in modern football right now, there's a lot of players that don't really have that now. I think it's more geared around running and turning the ball over and pressing and the physical side. But I think the technical side, you can see that under pressure, if you press Bruno on his first touch a lot of the time, he rushes things and he gives the ball away.
I think he's kind of similar to Kevin De Bruyne. Like, Kevin De Bruyne is not a number 10 if you watch him play for City. He's an 8/10.
Yeah, he's a roaming 8, I think.
Yeah. I just think we still haven't got a system around it that helps.
But that's what I mean. So he's an 8, Pogba's an 8. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but we don't play a system with 2 8s. If we had a good manager that could play a system with 2 roaming 8s, yeah, Pogba and Bruno could play together. They could definitely play together.
Good manager. Like, look at Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
I think he had Maddison and Tielemans as the 2 8s and with Ndidi.
Yeah.
If we get Ndidi is a dream for me, but if we get someone like Ndidi, we should be able to do that. But I know Ollie's not going to do that.
No, he's not. Yeah, he likes the 2 holding midfielders, and the system actually don't suit Pogba. Even though the numbers look good and stuff, and Pogba's adapting his game to playing in that role, he don't like playing that. In the second half, when he made the mistake and he had to get forward and get more involved, he looked a lot more dangerous. Getting forward in tight spaces, Pogba's better. Out of our 2 8s, Pogba's the better one in tight spaces. Little dink balls over the top, all these little things. Pogba's got that in his locker. Bruno's more of he'll try and force things open. Like, do you know what I mean? Try and slide passes through when maybe they're not on. Do you know what I'm saying? There was a chance when the ball got played into him on the edge of the box and he tried to flick it, and I don't know who he tried to flick it to, and he just gave the ball away. And it's frustrating sometimes, isn't it? And that's why, with me, yeah, I always like to reserve judgment with certain players, bro. I don't just go with the general consensus. I know the media love him. I know the fans love him, yeah, because it seems like our change of fortunes, yeah, kind of changed when Bruno came, even though we were on the up before he came anyway, but he definitely made a big impact when he came in. And I think because of that, a lot of the romanticism with that, a lot of people aren't willing to look at it and just be like, right, man's not playing well right now.
I don't think Bruno's been brilliant at all since football's been back for his standards. Like, don't get me wrong, he's playing, his games are still better than Lingard, Pereira, Juan Mata.
Again, that's not hard.
Yeah, but for his standards, it's not great. He'll say that himself.
Yeah, 82% pass accuracy, 84 touches, 30 out of 41 final third passes completed. So that's 3/4 of them. It's not bad, but it should be better than that because he didn't really have many difficult passes to play. 20 times lost possession yesterday, 7 ball recoveries, which was good. He played a lot deeper yesterday than he has been playing previously, but I think he had to because we were getting overrun. 5 out of 8 long balls completed, only 1 out of 3 crosses completed, 2 touches in the opposing box, 2 chances created, 1 big chance missed as well, bruv. So it was one of them games where it wasn't a great one. It wasn't a great one for him. And the last few games before haven't been a great one. I think he needs a rest. I don't know where that rest is going to come from. I think after our last game, I think we've got a little break before the Europa League starts. So,
and even the Europa League game with 5-0 up, he probably will get a rest in that game.
You would hope so, but Oli don't like to rest players, bro. Harry Maguire has played too many games. Wan-Bissaka's played too many games. Bruno's played too many games. Rashford's played too many games. Do you know what I'm saying? You could argue Martial's played too many games as well. Like, it's one of them ones where squad rotation and squad management is something Oli is not very good at. And we're starting to see that.
We're at the same time, like, I'm not backing Oli, but the squad is clearly not good enough. But at the same time, you brought in Igalo.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Yeah, you brought in Dan James. Like, I know Dan James is not good enough, but you still have players that you brought in that you're not playing at all.
Yeah, but bro, here's my rebuttal to all of that. People say, "Oh, the squad's not good enough," but bro, you can't tell me that teams like West Ham and them man have better players on the bench than us, because they don't. So if every other team can use their players, why can't we? We can't use them. What are you saying, bro?
The likes of Andrew Pereira, new contracts. So you're really happy with the players.
Well, there you go. Listen to what I'm saying, my guy. It's like, if our bench is better than everyone else's bench to a certain degree, why can they make changes and we can't? Because they've got a system and we don't. We shouldn't have to play Pogba, Bruno, Matic, flipping Martial, Rashford, Greenwood every game to win games. We shouldn't need to.
This is what I always say. I think, remember Liverpool in the FA Cup against Everton? Yep. Everton had the strongest team out. Liverpool played a bunch of youngsters, but they still slotted in exactly the same way that, like, Wijnaldum, whatever, would do.
Because they've been coached.
If the system's there, you can slot in any player and it works. Yeah, the quality might not be there, but you still get a similar performance kind of thing.
But bro, this is exactly what I said, and that's a game that I use as an example a lot. I use that game as an example a lot because it was very clear, bro. It was very clear to see that on paper, Everton should have wiped the floor with them, man. And it looked like they might as well have been playing Liverpool's first 11. They absolutely slapped them silly, innit? And that's what it goes. It goes down to coaches. If people can't see, that this team is not coached, and that the players are carrying this manager and carrying the coaching stuff, that I just don't know what to say to them, innit? These men don't know what they're watching, because you can't complain and say, Pogba is going to struggle to get back into this midfield, and then with the same energy be like, Pogba's got no options on the bench, bruv. But I thought Fred and McTominay were good enough to keep Pogba out, so why don't you just rest him?
I was surprised that Fred didn't come on yesterday. Like, Matic was poor yesterday.
Matic was poor, and the thing is with Nemanja Matic, not only does it look like he ain't got the legs to play a full season of football, but there's no urgency to Nemanja Matic's game, none whatsoever, bro. He can't pass forward, and when he does, it's almost like he has to take 3 touches to make sure it's going there. Like, everything about Matic is laboured. It's so laboured, bro. Like, if you want to play
13 touches yesterday.
There you go. 113 touches. As a defensive midfielder, why are you touching the ball that much? Your defensive midfielder is meant to take 3 touches maximum on the ball, 3 touches.
With Matic, all you have to do, just get the ball, pass it straight away. That's all you have to do. Give it to Pogba, give it to Bruno, give it to Rashford or something.
His job is meant to be to break up the play and then give it to the players that can play football. But instead, he wants to do Cruyff turns and then try and dribble. When Matic is confident and tries to carry the ball, it makes me angry, bro. Now, why are you carrying the ball? Just pass it. Pogba can carry the ball. Now, he's one of the best ball carrying midfielders in the league. Yeah, he is. He plays higher than Pogba.
Since he's got a new contract, he's been poor.
Yeah, he has. He has. And there you go. You know what I'm saying? 13 times lost possession. He had 91% pass accuracy. 5 out of 8 long balls. 2 out of 8 ground duels won. 3 out of 4 aerial battles. 2 tackles, 2 interceptions. Dribble pass twice. 1 clearance, 1 chance created. But I can't remember what chance that is. Do you know what I mean? And then 2 blocks. And Matic, literally, every time he got the ball, he just slowed it down, bro. You said it. 113 touches, bro. How are you having more touches than everyone else on the pitch as a holding midfielder? Like, what are you actually doing, bro? That shows the lack of urgency in Matic's game yesterday.
And that's why I would have brought on Fred yesterday.
Yep. So would I. But hey, it's one of them ones, isn't it? Where, as I said, we don't have a system. So he clearly believes that Matic is the better player. So because of that, Matic will just continue to play in it. That's what I mean. Even with the substitutions from the manager. Imagine, like, we had so little rest between the last game and the Chelsea game. And then this one, and he waits 83 minutes to make a change. 83 whole minutes to make a change when it was clear to see that Rashford was having an absolute stinker. He should have taken him off for a Garlo with about half an hour to go.
Even Brandon Williams, that Dallow's on the bench. You can't do any worse. To bring him on.
Yeah. Brandon Williams, that's what I mean. Brother. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about him anymore, to be honest.
And that's what we keep saying about Ollie's in-game management. It's poor.
It's terrible. I just don't want to keep talking about flipping Williams and them, man, because man will think that's a vendetta thing, bro. It's never personal, innit? At the end of the day, it's always football. These men are not good enough, bro. And it's the blind leading the blind, innit? We've got a crap manager leading some very mediocre players and some very good players. Like, we've got more good players than we have bad players at the club, innit? And when I say good, it doesn't mean that they're great. But when you compare our players in experience, ability and stuff to players at other clubs, they're not worse than them. They're not. So when we talk about lack of depth and all that, we still have good enough players to have at least 10 more points than we have now in the Premier League. At least. We'll wrap up on Maguire. Yeah, go on, mate.
Especially when we're looking at the points that we can have. We dropped points against the lesser sides.
Yeah.
I think we've lost more games or dropped more points against the bottom 10 than we have against the top 10. So it's not like... Go. And our players are better than the bottom 10.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. So when men talk about the bench, bro. Exactly. So when men talk about our bench and our lack of quality on the bench, the teams that we've lost to and dropped points to, our players on the bench are as good as the players they're starting. So again, it comes down to the coaching and the system and doesn't come down to individuals. But fans will blame all of these players because they'll scapegoat them, because they like Ollie, bro. The facts are he's not good enough. He's never been good enough. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to wait for something mad to happen and then they're going to see the light, bro. And by then, Poch is going to be at Juventus.
Yeah.
Maguire and Lindelof. Wrapping up with the centre halves. Pass accuracy, nothing between it. Both on 88%. You know what I mean? Touches. 80 touches for Harry Maguire, only 68 for Lindelof. What did man tell you about Harry Maguire, taking more touches, bruv? Like, you look at Lindelof and Harry Maguire, it's like they do similar jobs, except Lindelof is more a withdrawn centre-back. He'll drop off, innit? Harry Maguire will attack the ball. But when Lindelof gets the ball, more times he just wants to take 2 touches and then get rid of it. Harry Maguire wants to do fucking pirouettes, Cruyff turns, pointing and up, like signaling people up the pitch while he's got the ball at his feet and all that, bruv. I don't know. It's like he plays the role of a ball playing centre half, It's like, bruv, you ain't that good on the ball.
And at the same time, I don't want to keep coming back to the coaching, but as fans, we can see it. Why is no one in the coaching staff telling him to just simplify your game, play it quickly? But no one's saying that.
There you go. Like, long balls completed. Both of them got 3 long balls completed. Harry Maguire attempted 7, Lindelof attempted only 6. And as we've already spoken about the difference between a Harry Maguire long ball there and a long ball for everyone else, innit? Ball recoveries, Lindelof's got 11, Harry Maguire's got 8. So when it comes to recoveries and that, Lindelof shades them. Aerial duels, 100% for Lindelof, 3 out of 3. 3 out of 5 for Harry Maguire. Ground duels 1 apiece. 3 attempted from Lindelof, 2 attempted from Harry Maguire. Both lost the ball 9 times. Clearances 3 for Harry Maguire, 1 for Victor Lindelof, 2 interceptions for Maguire, none for Lindelof, 1 apiece for tackles, dribble pass, once Lindelof, none Maguire. That's what I mean. Another one of them games where, if you look at the numbers, you can kind of see what the strengths and the weaknesses are of both players, isn't it? Like, it's clear to see Harry Maguire takes too many touches and also tries to play too many flipping long balls, do you know what I mean? But other than that, both lost possession 9 times. Like, ability-wise, there's not very much in it between the both of them. Do you know what I mean? And one cost 30 million a few seasons ago, one cost 85 million last season.
I think, but let's forget the stats here. Both had a decent game yesterday. They didn't really have to do anything. They're playing against Mikel Tony by himself, Mark Noble. They're not going to do anything, are they?
Nothing.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Nothing at all, bruv. And we'll just go, before we finish up, we'll just go up to the average positions yesterday. You can see West Ham weren't really on nothing, bro. Like, and this is what makes me laugh about this game yesterday. It shows you the lack of coaching, yeah, the lack of actual cutting edge, yeah, that we had. Because if we had anything about us as an attacking force, yeah, we would have opened this West Ham team up, bro. Because our average positions for everyone, apart from our centre backs, were in the West Ham half. That tells you everything you need to know, yeah, about how much of an attacking threat West Ham were yesterday, bro. They offered nothing at all. Nothing at all. And we, again, against low blocks, struggled to break them down. We struggled to get behind West Ham and cause any sort of real dent in them, and they're not amazingly organized, bro. It's a David Moyes team, they're all right. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, West Ham, I know they weren't mathematically safe, but it was basically, if you know football, it's impossible for West Ham to go down.
Yeah.
They were safe. They had nothing to play for. We couldn't beat them. And we're still fighting for top 4.
But that's what I said. When I looked at it, I said, yo, it depends on what West Ham turns up, innit? Because I was like, really? They're safe, innit? Like, they're not going to come out with fire in their belly, etc., etc., etc. We should be able to just turn this. What's that, mate?
I don't think West Ham turned up.
They didn't, and they didn't need to. Do you know what I mean? They sat back there, like we gave them the penalty with that stupid handball from Pogba, and then after we gave them the goal, they were like, all right, cool, we can hold on to this. They had no intentions of scoring another goal. You could tell that them man were kind of looking for the corner flag at 1-1. Do you know what I'm saying? Like to run down the clock. They were cool with the draw.
What I found concerning yesterday is that, okay, we see in the last couple of games that when teams press us, we can't play against the press.
Yeah.
We see now, when teams sit back, we can't even do that. We can't even break them down.
So what are we good at, bro? You see what I mean? We're only good at counter-attacking when teams leave space behind us because we're relying on the pace of our attackers. But actually, as a team, our methodical build-up is non-existent. So all of these men that think that Oli is the answer, if Oli's the answer, I don't know what the fuck the question is, bro. You know them ones, but it ain't got nothing to do with Manchester United manager, I'll tell you what.
And I think going into Sunday, Leicester have been playing a back 5 recently because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
If they're playing a back 5 with Ndidi protecting them, we're going to struggle to break them down. So I'm concerned going into Sunday. I'm not 100% like certain of top 4 now.
And what do you mean? What do we need to do on Sunday? We need to what? Draws good enough for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Leicester have to beat us, innit? But to be fair, the way we're playing right now, I can't guarantee a win against Leicester City. Well, I can't guarantee not losing against them the way we're playing. If we play the way we played yesterday against Leicester, we're not beating them. At their place.
Jamie Vardy running against Maguire and Lindelof, who are not the quickest.
Bro,
I am concerned.
It's peak, innit? You know what I mean? My ideal situation is that Chelsea don't qualify for Europe. It'd be amazing. You know the ones there, like have Havertz and them man playing in Azerbaijan.
I think Chelsea have to lose for that, and then we draw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But either way, it's one of them ones where, bro, anyone that really understands what's going on at Manchester United, we saw this coming, innit? We saw this coming with the coaching. Even when we were winning, we didn't get too carried away. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get too carried away. I know I didn't. I still saw that we were freestyling a lot of the time in these football matches and we didn't know what was going on. And unfortunately now, the guys' limitations are being put out for the world to see, innit? I don't think signing one player is going to make us a good team, bro. I don't think just signing Jadon Sancho is going to make us any closer to winning the title when fundamentally as a team, we're so far off anything that looks like a proper, like fluid football team.
I think you say quite a lot, I think, is that even if you give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer 18 world-class days, I still don't think we're going to win the league. I don't have any faith in Ole at all. Like
terrible manager, bro.
Just look at the players he has. They're not bad players. There's some very good players. There's some good players. This team should not be competing for top 4.
Yeah.
That Leicester team is not better now. That Chelsea team, Frank Lampard had no transfer window. They sold Hazard in the summer.
Yeah.
And it's all in around us.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
It is shocking. It's very shocking. And the thing is, yeah, Chelsea, like, they'll probably go beat Wolves. Like, Wolves ain't got nothing to play for. You know what I mean? Wolves can't finish in the top 4 now, can they?
No.
Well, there you go. They ain't got nothing to play for. They got nothing to pay for. You know what I mean? They've probably got European football wrapped up already. Like that team's gonna get Chelsea gonna dump on them. Do you know what I mean? And it's at Chelsea as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think earlier on in the season, Chelsea beat Wolves 5-2 or something.
Bruv, there you go, innit? So we have to go to Leicester, and make a good account of ourselves. And honestly, I don't have faith in our manager to do that, innit? Hopefully we get it. But even if we do get it, if we're a serious team, we should be looking at it and saying, yo, look at the points tally. That would have finished us 6th last year. It wasn't good enough. We've dropped too many points to certain teams. We're not playing well. The squad rotation from the manager's poor. Team selection's poor. There's a lot of things that aren't good in it. Do you know what I mean? And I said it, I'd still go out and get Pochettino, bruv. I still would go out and get him. I'd say, you know what, Oli, you've done a great job, interim manager and that. But bruv, you're not good enough in it if we're serious about competing for the league. They won't do that, they'll keep him. And honestly, I don't see us competing for the Premier League next season either with him in charge. I don't think there's enough players. I don't think there's enough players that we could buy that would make us title contenders next season with him in charge.
I think going into Sunday, I'm concerned as well. Like with Leicester playing a back three recently or back five, I've got a feeling that Ollie's just going to match it. Like we've seen it, big games, back five. And if he does do that, I'm worried for Sunday.
Yeah, we can't play a back five, bro. Yeah, people say we beat City and all of that, but that was clearly luck. You know the ones there. Like sometimes, like it's your day, innit? It was our day then. If we match Leicester with a back five, I'm very worried, bro.
Yeah.
Flipping hell, man. But big up everyone that watched all the way through. Make sure you slap a like on that if you haven't already. Make sure you follow Statman Bains as well. And it's just on Instagram at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But you've been loving his cameos on the Stat Show. So, you know what I'm saying? We're bringing content for you, so you loved it. So we kept it coming, bruv. So, and he's managed to sort out his camera. It's getting a bit better. You just need to work on the connection and that. But it's cool, bruv. Once man gets back to London and the lockdown gets lifted, then we do some proper stuff, bruv. So man don't have to rely on your hostage cam. You get me?
At least the comments this time. Don't. I know some of you, they will just get onto my camera for no reason, even though it's perfectly fine.
Bro, welcome to YouTube, bro. This is where people just troll for the fun of it, bro. You know what I mean? So, bro, there'll always be something every week in it, but nah, man, big up for passing through, bro. And hopefully, when we do our show after the Leicester game, it will be with the Champions League music in the background. It better be anyway, or else my head's gone in it, bro. The Oli out banner's coming.